Can you guys all hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm not feeling up using the microphone. So, thank you all for coming today in this lovely morning of January. Today I'll be talking about introductions by social interactions. And the reason this is so important is because you have to use these every single day that you interact with someone, hopefully. Whether it's meeting people or saying hi to a friend, these are very useful skills to know. So I'll be talking about today is a little more about me and why I myself am talking about this out of all people. I'll be talking about what's happening to your brain when specifically meeting people. I'll be talking about some of the perfect introduction theories that I've searched up on the World Wide Web. I'll be talking about my personal way of introduction and a final wrap-up of what we've gone over. So my personal background is that I've lived everywhere. My parents and I have moved across the United States to many different places, and especially lived in the small communities where everybody knows everybody in the little towns. I've learned how to make friends pretty quickly and easily, and it's a very good skill of mine, but it was less complicated when you were younger. It was more just like, hey, you like Hot Wheels? I like Hot Wheels too, let's be friends, and that's pretty much it. Now you have to actually build a relationship on top of that. So strategies have changed over time. Now I'm going to talk about the neurochemistry of what is going on inside your brain when meeting people. So there are a bunch of different chemicals that play different roles, but the main ones we'll be talking about are dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. So dopamine is known as the happy hormone. It's related to sex, it's related to drugs, it's related to achievements, especially gambling as well, which is why I included the poker picture up there. And this is the anticipation of success and reward. So I think that mainly dopamine goes on while you're meeting someone. When you're about to meet a person, you're really excited to meet them, you're really excited to form a connection. Or afterwards when you met somebody and you're just happy that you did. The next one we'll be talking about is oxytocin, which is known as the hug hormone. And it's mainly bonded and shows up in the brain through skin-to-skin contact. And I think that would happen during the introduction when you're shaking someone's hand. And this is also through the eye contact and attentiveness. Oxytocin especially releases with trust, once you trust someone. So while you're meeting them, you've got a good handshake, which we also will be talking about later. Next chemical is serotonin. So serotonin plays many different roles in the body, but specifically in this instance, it's known for mood. Now this is when you're gaining respect or recognition and pride and you need some sunshine. I have to mention, you need some sunshine for serotonin. It's actually a hormone that wants a lot of vitamin D. So serotonin, if it's low, you can be actually very depressed, but if it's high, you'll have a good chance of being energized and happy. So it's good to know your serotonin levels if you can. So now we'll be talking about a specific part of the brain. While there are many parts of your brain that are working while you're meeting someone, I want to talk specifically about the amygdala. So the amygdala is two diamonds in the center of your head. It takes in all five senses. It moderates your motivation, it tells us what to do, and it kind of navigates our social world, so to say. So other parts of the brain make snap judgments. So the parts of the brain that are actually pricing objects are also in first impressions. So the reason I put flow was the name your price tool from Progressive. I thought that kind of reminded me of it. And while these snap judgments are going on, they're looking for similar interests, they're looking for mutual acquaintances, and not a lunatic scale, which is an actual thing. You don't want to be meeting someone crazy, I guess. So the perfect introduction theories, which we'll start right now, is you first need to know your surroundings. Who are you? Who are you with? I was like, where are you? Who are you with? What is your role? And what is your overall goal of the interaction? Less is more, except for this is a business setting. I'm also talking a lot about business here. But first, you want to be humble and embrace your understatement. People will eventually figure you out. I'm not student body president of Chadwick. I'm just a senior right here. I'm just a senior. So be memorable. Don't tell them something they already know. Or if you're in a business setting, don't tell them something on your business card that they can just figure out. Make the most of the time given. Have a good first impression. Maybe do something, say a catchphrase or something. That's what I do sometimes. Mention that you are good, why you work resources to them, if that's a business tip, and find a common interest, like I said with the Hot Wheels earlier. So group introductions are a little bit different in this case. If you have time, share a story. But this is a big one. Do not joke around in group introductions. I've done this many times, and I've failed in the process. So please note that. Share relatable information as well. It's all about relativity. It's all about these connections. For example, where do you know the person who introduced you to the group from? Or how do you feel about the subject that the group has formed over? And finally, have a little fun. I find that games could work, although not for me because I just don't think they do sometimes, but it also helps. So the handshake. This is the kind of big part of the presentation that we emphasize on that. So the handshake is a physical bond with another person. It shows signs of strength or weakness. It's used as a greeting in many different countries, especially in the Western civilization, and can be casual or formal. So the handshake and webbing. Personally, I think you should not stick your arm out like this when you're shaking someone's hand. It's probably not a great sign. But at the side of your hand, at your side, just a little, and webbing. So every person has webbing in between their thumb and their pointer finger right here. When you're shaking hands with another person, you want to lock the webbing. And lock it, I say lock it until it hurts because it really forms a true kind of handshake where you feel it and you think, wow, that person is strong, even if you're not being that strong. All right, so the grip. Now I get really technical with this, and I'm going to say that you want to put all your fingers slightly around the hand and pass the person's knuckles. Please do what Casey's doing. Try with the person next to you. It really helps. We'll also do another demonstration in the end. Make sure it's a firm grip. We really, really don't want to hurt anybody. I've done this through like shaking hands, especially with girls. They do not like it. It's not a sign. Okay. So if somebody gives you a really, really weak grip, at least my personal preference is that it could be a sign of weakness, but from other countries, it's actually a sign of respect. So with hand sizes, I've had this where it's varying hand sizes. When you have small hands, just try to lock the webbing. We'll really kind of emphasize how you're shaking the hands and how the other person feels the tension in between. And with big hands, just be a little softer. I think that really helps. Do not, however, no matter how big hands or small hands you have, do not feel uncomfortable when giving a handshake. You can still show your presence any way you want. So the shake itself. Never do a shake that takes a lot of effort. You don't want to be waving your arm around like this and hurting the other person. It's just stupid. The smaller and cleaner the shake is, the better. Now, I looked this up, looked through psychology today and all that, and actually the number is 1 to 3 shakes itself. Or sometimes you don't even have to do a shake. Like I said, little movement is required. But if you're just kind of going like this, you can lock your grip and be fine there. So eye contact. This is key when meeting someone. Look directly into a person's eyes after you've kind of calculated your shake. Make sure to introduce yourself, say your name. Sometimes I've said the wrong name. I've said my last name a couple times. It doesn't really help. So try to say your own name. And another tip is to make enough eye contact with a person to know the person's eye color when you're done. I find that you really connect and know that person a little more, at least than you think. So confidence. Confidence is good, but don't focus on the other person's thoughts, because that can bring your confidence down a lot. Before doing an introduction, take some deep breaths. I find that if you take a deep breath like this, it lowers your heart rate a lot. And one of my philosophies personally is that if you're doing something and you're doing it well, you're usually relaxed while doing it. Always remember that less is more, and flash a little bit of a quick smile after you've shaken someone's hand. A little bit of a positive tone as well for confidence. So that's really it on the handshake part. You should try it. And like I'm going to give you guys some time if you want to shake hands with the person next to you of what you've learned. Get that strong grip, use the webbing. And I hope you like this presentation. Feel free to come up to me after the presentation or during to ask questions. It's pretty fun doing this. Thank you. Intermission's coming up, so enjoy the free food. It's one of the reasons I came here.